This is a soul retrieval guided meditation to help you retrieve and become aware of any soul fragments you might have left behind while expressing and experiencing emotional vulnerability in the past or even past lifetimes. First of all, ensure you are in a quiet place with little to no distractions around you in order to assist the effectiveness of this practice. Please note that from this guided meditation on this series and onwards, I now have specialist advice passed on to me from my dear friend Debra, who knows a shaman that has been practicing soul retrieval for over 30 years and has studied this practice thoroughly. Before I begin with the healing script for this guided meditation, you may now ensure you are in a comfortable position. And if you haven't already, and if you prefer to, then feel free to dim your lights and close your eyes. Rest assured knowing that this is a sacred space for you to get in touch with your deepest authenticity, and also a space where you can successfully retrieve a part of yourself back from the past, but without any impurities, toxicities, fears, blockages, or imbalances within any of your energy centers and chakras. Just know it is safe for you to be your authentic and vulnerable self during the duration of this practice. This is a judgment-free zone where you have infinite access to unconditional love, understanding, and compassion for yourself. Emotional vulnerability is the key to all meaningful connections with others. If you are not able to authentically express exactly how you feel when you are meant to, then every time that you do this, you end up missing opportunities to relate to, understand, and genuinely connect with dear ones in your life at a soul level. There may have been times in the past where your soul faced criticism, was made to feel weak, or was exploited in times you expressed your truest and deepest emotions. You might have felt disappointment, embarrassment, the need to protect yourself, or even feelings of regret. You may have even developed trust issues and toxic habits to help you escape the trauma caused from emotional vulnerability in the past. When you began to go down this path of trust issues and toxic habits due to this past trauma, you lost a light fragment of your soul. This fragment is that of emotional vulnerability, which is a vital ingredient in enjoying connectivity, trust, love at any level, deep conversations, and most importantly, being true to yourself and being authentic. It is important to now realize that this soul fragment is now at arm's reach from you at an etheric level. Before you are able to embody the soul fragment whenever it feels right to you, you must first understand that when this fragment of you does return to you, it is going to adjust to your life experiences, lessons, and wisdom. Meaning that it is not going to put you back in situations where you will be traumatized again. Meaning, when emotional vulnerability does return to you, you now understand and respect your own boundaries and the boundaries of others. You understand that it is important to have discernment and only trust those who have proven some level of integrity towards you. And it is important to understand that it is healthy to share information about yourself or your deepest feelings or concerns. But with boundaries in mind, you make sure that you do not overshare unless you have to. So as I said, when the soul fragment does return to you, you will only be using it in the exposure of the right people at the right time and under the right circumstances. It is safe to trust the right people. It is healthy to share, but not overshare. It is important to respect your own boundaries and those of others. It is safe to connect emotionally with those who are near and dear to you. You are deserving of being understood and heard. In order to have emotional fulfillment, you must have emotional vulnerability. You can trust yourself to express emotional vulnerability in moderation and in the appropriate manner. If you have ever been in situations where you expressed your emotional vulnerability, but others did not respond in the appropriate manner, then it is important to understand that those who have lost the soul fragment and are living out these trauma patterns were not capable of showing up for you in the right way. But there are people in your life who will. There are people that you will meet in the future who will. It is a perfectly normal and healthy part of the human life experience to have times where you are met with people who are emotionally immature because they're simply on a different timeline to you. Everyone is on a different timeline, and for those who are not currently showing up in an authentic way, they are a product of their experiences, just like you most likely are to some extent. After all, people cannot present a pattern that they have never been exposed to. It's important to understand and have compassion for these souls, for your own peace, but also ensure that you do not take this personally, as it has nothing to do with you. Emotional vulnerability is a strength, and you must be in touch with your emotions and authenticity in order to show it. It's safe to laugh, it's safe to cry, it's safe to express sorrow, and it's safe to express love and gratitude. If and when it feels right to you, just know that you can visualize that soul fragment of yours and reach for it with your hands as it is in arm's length of you. And hold it within your hands as though you would hold a butterfly. And when you are ready to embody emotional vulnerability, once again, without any imbalances or impurities of the past, then simply place your hands on your heart while carrying that fragment on your palms in an etheric form, and say out loud, I now embody my emotional vulnerability. Feel this fragment of your soul coming back to you through your hands, but now integrating with your lessons and life experiences in the form of wisdom, in order to maintain a balance of emotional harmony within you. You may continue to feel this soul fragment merging with your energetic, etheric, emotional and spiritual body for as long as it feels right to you, including even after this recording has finished. As you feel your emotional vulnerability integrating with your lessons and life experiences, you can also feel yourself being stronger, wiser, and with a new sense of wholeness and balance. If you wish to learn more about emotional vulnerability and want to find more resources on healing issues around emotional vulnerability, then feel free to check the description down below.